Like, if I just walk into this woman's house and there's nothing but fucking heat, I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck kind of life do I live? Whatever. All right, you want to get into the lore?
I would love to get into the lore.
Sure. This is one that I've wanted to do for a while. These are some of the cooler people in the Wasteland. This is going to be on the followers of the apocalypse.
I love these guys.
Yeah, these guys. As I was doing the lore, as I'm writing the lore, I'm sitting here going like, I could think of like 5 good story. Well, I shouldn't say good. I could think of 5 storylines that another game could be based around on the West Coast
With just
the
the
followers.
followers.
Just
Yeah.
as like the followers game, like it wouldn't have to be like this massive. It could be something like the followers went north to outpace the NCR. Because we'll get into how the relations with the NCR is a little later, but like they wanted to outpace the NCR, they grew a little too big, a little too fast, and they kind of got like, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking about like, oh, there's so many fucking politics we could deal with here. So
We know that you love politics.
I love
in
it.
Games.
I love it in a game. Like I love emotional turmoil in a game. Like you've played D&D with me. D&D for me was never combat. D&D for me was a soap opera. I want to play like a political game, whatever. So, the Followers of the Apocalypse, a humanitarian organization from New California. They provide education and medical services to those in need, and they wanted to further non-military needs. Once they were once allies with the NCR, but no longer. Humanitarians generally welcomed by Wastelanders, seeking to provide services to any in need, medical care, and agricultural instructions. Those that held powerful positions in the group were most likely looked at as anarchists. The organization saw no need to gain mass amounts of power. So they really were just like, I guess like Doctors Without Borders. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of what I
they
see them. Like
just-
Doctors Without Borders.
what's up?
That's how I see them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they were just like, we're here to help, and if you want it, take it. They were readily assisting to anybody who was in need, and anybody could join. Ex-Brotherhood of Steel, Enclave, NCR, anybody. A drifter, a chem junkie. If you wanted to make a better life for yourself and others, you could join. They were pacifists, but they knew how to defend themselves. Originally from a humble community outside of Dayglow, which was once San Diego, one of the only remaining towns near the Glow, and it was started by Vault Dwellers and Nicole's parents. Now, Nicole is...
Nicole's parents.
Yeah, they don't have names. So
It's like, yeah, it was started by like this big organization and Becky.
yeah. It's just said
Like that's
that-
just funny to me.
No, it is. They don't say what vault that they came from. It just says Vault Dwellers, and the person who started, more or less, is, I shouldn't say started, but is like the leader of the followers. Her name's Nicole. Her parents, but they're never given names. They gathered survivors and moved north, and during the move, Nicole's parents were killed by marauders. This motivated her to start the Followers of the Apocalypse to educate the wastes and spread knowledge. She wanted to make sure that another great war could never happen. By 2161, the headquarters became the Los Angeles Public Library. Most believed that they wouldn't make it because they were looked at as too kind. The Children of the Cathedral popped up, and they were a peace-minded cult. They raised a few eyebrows within the followers. Nicole sent spies and brought back information of Nightkin and Talus. Talus was a man who survived the vats of goo, the FEV.
Or is it Tullius?
Maybe it's Tullius. What did I say, Talus?
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't fucking read. I'm dyslexic.
Or Tallius.
Talos!
Talos.
Nicole wanted to put the followers on a warpath to cut the Brotherhood, the Cathedral short. After the destruction of the Master, the followers expanded forward, gathering control over the Boneyard, which was once LA, where the NCR started. I'm sorry, when the NCR started, they joined forces with the followers. The influx of knowledge started a great relationship. Because of the followers, the Boneyard became the first known place in the wasteland to have a university. Non-profit, and anybody could learn if they wanted to, or if they could
That's
read.
actually really cool.
Yeah. By 2246, the followers had enough resources to send people into the waste to find out more about wasteland activities. This next part is fucking bonkers to me. They would send people out just to learn tribal dialects so they can talk to other people more.
What?
Yeah, and that's something that I really think...
That's so freaking cool.
That's another... Like as I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, they go further than Arroyo, because Arroyo is Oregon. Let's say they go to, like, the bottom of Washington, right? The bottom of or even the fucking White Legs. Bring up the White Legs in Salt Lake City and have the followers go there, and they're trying to communicate with the White Legs, but the White Legs speak their own fucking combination of Latin, Judeo-Christian bullshit and everything else mixed with, like, their fucking tribal speak, and, like, the followers are trying to figure that shit out.
They're just like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, like, so, them sending people out in, let me just double check the year so I don't get it wrong. 2246 was the same year that Edward Sallow was sent to the Grand Canyon, starting the events that would lead to the Legion.
Ooh.
So, the Grand Canyon is where they sent Edward Sallow, right? He was part of the followers.
Yeah.
And then the best DLC, Honest Hearts, takes place in the Grand Canyon.
It's a pretty cool location.
I just love the whole fucking looping together. And I didn't really go into to Kaisar's story more than what I already know. But to think that...
This is so well fleshed out.
Yeah.
I miss this.
Yeah. For a time,
So
everything...
I just saw you go through all the stages of grief.
Yeah. For a time, everything had an order. The followers in the NCR were prospering, but by 2273, the Mojave campaign began, and under the guidance of Julie Farkas, who is from Arroyo, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. If you're watching the video, there might be an edit saying if I'm wrong or not.
Are you gonna put a little like ding?
It'll be like, I was wrong. It'll just say on the
And then
screen.
are you gonna put a little like star around it?
I might.
And maybe it'll be rainbow?
No, that I'm not gonna do,
No?
because I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I'll learn, but I don't know.
Like the Windows Movie Maker rainbow.
I'll render the entire video and then put it into Windows Movie Maker just for a 2-second gag.
No.
All right, so under the guidance of Julie Farkas, the imperialist projects of President Aaron Kimball quietly chilled the relations between the two groups. The followers held a monopoly on higher education in the NCR. So, of course, the NCR began to see that as somewhat as a threat. Some members were dissatisfied with the knowledge-based organization. By 2275, a split of ideals birthing the Office of Science and Industry was born. It was to be a practical application of science. They became rivals and aligned with the NCR and offered competitive higher education possibilities, but many still hold the same ideals as the followers. The NCR later cut all ties to the followers, and they got with the fucking Office of Science and Industry. And that kind of brings us to where we are now. Historically, I have a few things I have to read off the website.
And that's all just the history. That's
Yeah.
not current day, current year.
Nope.
That's so well thought out
Yep.
already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They know what they're fucking doing.
Damn.
This is another thing that's interesting. Julie Farkas. You know what? Since I'm on the wiki, let me just see if she's originally from Arroyo. If she's not originally from Arroyo,
The name's familiar.
she's level 16. I thought it said she was 16. I was like, damn, Julie. I don't believe she is. I think who I'm thinking of is the woman who speaks to you. I am thinking of this woman. The woman who speaks to you outside of the Lucky 38 when you first leave. She says she has family in Arroyo. I can't think
what's
of her
fucking name?
Let's see if it's on here real quick just by skimming through.
Isn't she the one that owns the motel, Vault 23?
No.
No, not Vault 23.
21.
Yeah, Vault 21.
No. So the philosophy of the followers, they consider the Great War to have been preventable, and try to remind people why it happened in the first place, and ensure it will never happen again. With the Great War, humanity lost many things, like methods of agriculture, technology, and basic survival skills. The followers took it upon themselves to piece together the forgotten knowledge and bring the wasteland together. The followers focus on the preservation and restoration of knowledge, including technology and legitimate education. They are also proponents of sharing basic necessities like food, water, and medicine instead of hoarding them.
Cool.
I really, really like them. I really fucking like them.
I've always liked them. One of my favorite groups in terms of like their overall, like I know you just have like philosophy, but they just don't suck.
Yeah, they're the one group
like they really don't suck.
They're doing something out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah, they're just trying to make people's lives less terrible, and like they're just really good.
See, I don't like Arcade Gannon all that much, which I know is like heresy, but I just didn't find him interesting as a character. Like, I didn't find him, like, his personality interesting. I kind of just, you know what he reminded me of? And it's not because he was gay.
Who?
Remember that history teacher we had? That was a gay dude? Like, always, and I never said anything because, like, I didn't know if anybody ever picked up on it. But
that's so funny.
But do you see it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love him.
And like, I didn't dislike him as a teacher. It was just kind of off-putting. I'm like, I'm not trying to think about fucking school. I'm trying to fucking shoot ghouls.
I'm trying to play my Fallout game.
Yeah, like.
That's so funny.
You never saw it?
I can't believe it. I do now. That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, I love how you knew exactly who I was talking about.
I can't hold it in.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised no one ever made that joke before.
Holy fuck. Okay.
All right, so real quick on their structure. Despite breaking ties with the NCR, the followers continue to be an influential group. From their humble beginnings as a small group of scholars living in the restored LA Public Library, they've established great permanent facilities in New California, including Angels Boneyard. That's a really cool name. Angels Boneyard Medical University. Outside their boneyard operations, they operate a network of regional hubs offering services to local residents, although their ability to provide these services varies on the availability of supplies. Now, the old Mormon fort in Freeside is overwhelmingly the hub or the HQ of the Mojave Post. Now, there's something I want to read real quick, and I gotta find it on here. This is a direct quote from Nicole. We don't worship so much as follow a set of principles. We want to bring peace back to the wasteland. The world tends towards destruction, so we try to make a difference. Now, their logo also, I'm thinking about getting a fucking followers flag because they're super underrated.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. Their logo is a cross within a circle, but it's not like any sort of religion or anything. But I guess
it has like the curled ends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it almost looks like a mace.
A little bit, yeah.
Or some corn. You see the corn?
Yeah, I see the corn.
Yeah, so...
I see the children, too.
So... So I really fucking like them. They're fucking awesome. The followers are a highly decentralized group with a limited hierarchy. Any leaders are typically informal and selected naturally based on their deeds, expertise, and organizational skills. Formal structures exist in limited fashion. Like, it's just like...
They're They just don't suck. They just don't suck. It's so refreshing to have people that don't suck.
Yeah. As the followers hold on. As the followers are always looking for new members, they can be inducted at the discretion of local administration, either as fully fledged members or possible initiates. The administration can assign duties to probationary members, including positions such as junior activist, assistant to a full member, or cataloging the pre-war unexploded munitions collection in New California. Like, I always joke and say that, like, I would start a cult or something. Mm-hmm. I think this is what I'd want to do.
Yeah, just, like, have a group of people that are just fighting the good fight.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't really give a fuck about the medical aspect, but I think the history of, like, what happened in the old world, like, that's like, what I would want.
Yeah, like, there is a huge, like, anthropological potential around an apocalypse like this.
Yeah.
Like, the way that culture and humanity continues and how they kind of change to document their life and change the way they live their lives is such an interesting area of study in a world that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it? It's just fucking
cool.
What am I doing? Although flexible, decentralization has drawbacks. For instance, the followers do not have a system in place that would allow for containing rogue members and their actions, as was the case with the future Kaiser and Tom Anderson. Tom fucking Anderson? Hold on a second. We got to talk about Tommy. Tom Anderson? He only shows up... No, he does show up. No, he is something completely different from what I thought. Okay, my bad. Tom Anderson is a guy... I thought he owns a shop in Freeside. He owns... I just saw it. Westside Cooperative. He lives in Westside.
I don't remember that shop.
I don't either, but...
What did they sell?
What's up?
What did they even sell?
It might be an apartment because it's a cooperative, so it's a co-op. Yeah, it's a co-op. The residents of the fortified Westside Zone have a small, tight-knit community based around growing crops themselves. The surplus is sold to travelers and large factions. New Reno immigrant Clayton. Yeah, I've been here. Formed the Westside. Yeah. Wow, I didn't. This is another one we could talk about at a later date, even though I just gave you most of it. So, Kaiser and Tom Anderson are two of the only real people that have been kicked out. There really, like I said, is no hierarchy, so they just kind of say, fuck it. There has to be, like, I assume there has to be a shunning or something, or whoever is in charge is just like, fuck?
It's like, hey, you what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Get out of here.
The followers themselves offer free education to all who are willing to learn, and is part of their philosophy. They also offer medical support and aid to others, to those in need, both by hubs and direct action. The New Vegas Medical Clinic, run by Dr. You're gonna have to fucking correct me on this one. Usagani?
Dr. Usagami, I think.
Usagani.
Wait, where is that part?
It's under activities.
I was too far down.
So, like, even Tom Anderson gets kicked out, but he's fucking the man because he's helping people learn how to grow crops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, wait, why was he kicked out? I mean, Caesar obviously was kicked out for being Caesar.
Yeah.
But, like, what was he kicked out for? Being a landlord? Like...
I don't know. We will do an episode on Tom Anderson. The fucking followers are so cool.
They are so cool. And, like, they paint themselves as if they're not a major faction, but like they're kind of important
Yeah,
to the fabric of New Vegas.
they're really this. Well, not even New Vegas, but the whole West Coast.
Yeah.
They're a huge like if they control the boneyard.
Like that's such an amazing feat in and of itself to have control over LA.
Yeah. There's one more part I want to read real quick. Research is a major aspect of the followers' operation, including both theoretical and practical disciplines, where the OSI, or let me make sure I'm saying this correctly, the Office of Science and Industry, Splitters?
Splinters?
I'm sorry.
No, wait, what? Splitters?
It's Splitters, right? Splitters. There's no N in there, so it's Splitters. Right?
Is that a word?
No.
Wait.
This is why I normally do it out of the book. Come on, Fallout.
That's not a word.
No, splitters is like, I looked up the word splitters, and the first thing I find is coaxial splitters.
Yeah, that's not...
It's probably just a typo.
Splitters? Splitters?
Come on, guys. No, it's all good. Research is a major aspect for the followers' operation, including both theoretical and physical disciplines, where the OSI, or the Office of Science and Industry, Splinters, focus on practical applications of science, and the Brotherhood of Steel prefers combat technologies. The followers are one of the few organizations to devote time to both hard and soft science. Their research efforts include topics as diverse as studying sociological, linguistic, and anthropological aspects of people in the wasteland, including raider tribes like the Great Khans, and culturally distinct people of the wasteland like those inhabiting Zion or the Grand Canyon, and discovering new methods of manufacturing, medicine, and alternative treatments for common afflictions. I think this is what I would do. I think this is wholeheartedly what I would do.
Yeah, I would probably just like run off into the woods and fend for myself with a small group of people.
You wouldn't join the followers?
Oh, I would join the followers, but like what I would do, like at this very moment, thinking about what my apocalypse self would do, I would just kind of like go off the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make runs into the fort.
You know, that is a really good question. How do they get money? Well, as a fundamentally non-profit organization, the followers rely on a variety of sources to acquire supplies for their operation. For a good 100 years between 2181 and 2281, the followers sustain their operation by salvaging old hospitals and medical warehouses and various donations in return for discounts on their services. That's fucking super neat. That's like a barter system. Oh my god. The followers.
This is how society should be.
You know what's really
followers
funny?
Of the apocalypse.
I really wanted to make a this is how what is it? This is the future Democrats want joke.
but it like, literally is.
I didn't want to like make that, but
yeah, it's like access to medical care, access to knowledge, like that's
yeah.
It's all we want, dude.
The followers also sell a portion of their stock of supplies to fund their operations, but salvage and donations alone are sufficient enough to make major sources of funds. The followers are greatly preferred to establish sustainable rations with local providers, such as providing medical service to farms in exchange for food. More specific reasons, such as raw chemicals and alcohol, that permit the followers to manufacture medical supplies they need to their operation and trade, are difficult to source, and they usually have to compromise for the greater good. Of course, the source...
That's good.
Yeah, of course the source of supplies and funding only works as long as the other party is willing to accept what the followers offer. Many merchants like the Crimson Caravan Company refuse to deal with them on anything less than market terms. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, a cruising
That's
caravan company is just new capitalism.
yeah, that's
Fuck
the
you.
fucking mindset that destroyed the world in the first place.
Yeah, have some compassion.
Fucking pieces. Holy shit, we're at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Huh. Ultimately, the followers prefer themselves and the people they care for to be self-sustainable. This means trading only when necessary, only for necessary raw materials and manufacturing the supplies they need, especially when it comes to medicine. As the followers have no desire to control, this is from outside. This is outside of just what they have. I'm gonna read this one quick because there's a few other things I want to read, and this kind of just goes more into the NCR and Kaiser and the Brotherhood being the big three, kind of. Not really when you get to the thing, but they were around when you get to New Vegas, but they were around for when the followers were first fucking popping off.
Yeah, they were the big three for a while.
Well, I wouldn't say for a while. Yes and no. The NCR more than any of them because
also, the
Brotherhood died
she
off.
is also, like, part of this.
No, the she doesn't count. And I don't mean
Because
that in a
they're a
derogatory
fucking
sense.
future society.
No, that's why the she doesn't count, because they're fucking
Yeah.
years, hundreds of years ahead of everybody. The she does not need anybody
Yeah.
but themselves.
Because they're already fucking perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I want a game about the she.
What's that? Yeah. No,
I
imagine.
want a game
Okay,
about the
hold
she.
on. Let's rewind. Fucking take it back just a second. What about a game
sec.
where the person is a direct... no, that's just Maxon. I was gonna say, what if it's a direct descendant of Nicole and they get power hungry, and then they want to fight the she, and that's literally Fallout 4. More or less.
I wanna see a game where you start off with the she and everything's fucking great, and then the she go to war with someone, and the followers are like on the battlefield and stuff.
Yo.
Be cool as hell, fighting off like Caesar and shit. NCR couldn't do it.
Oh, you think the NCR loses?
I don't think the NCR necessarily loses, but I feel like that they have more to lose.
I really
But the she, they're not gonna lose shit.
No, they have fucking vertibirds. They have vertibirds and power armor. They can make power armor. Fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
Just real quick, as the followers have no desire to control territory, they rarely clash with other factions. Historically, they enjoyed close relations with the NCR. The NCR has no official policy against the followers, but has waged a propaganda campaign against the followers, which has stained their reputation in New California to a certain extent. So, the willingness to teach others for free and help people of the wasteland makes them welcome among the less wealthy denizens. There we go. Denizens of the waste, particularly on the frontiers. Of course, sometimes their teaching has unpredictable effects. When a follower taught the great Khans how to read and write, as well as basic science, the tribe harnessed the knowledge for the production of recreational drugs to sell to the fiends. Florida man teaches Florida man how to make an empire.
If you give a man some meth, he'll get high for a day. But if you teach a man to make meth, he'll be on meth till he dies.
Crazy.
You could quote me with that. Tweet me.
Oh, yeah. Tweet it out. Yeah. Tweet it out and use the hashtag ARH quotes.
Yeah.
Besides the NCR, there are only two factions the followers are not particularly thrilled about. The first being the Brotherhood, with a desire to hoard technology and prevent it from being used for the common
It's kind of
good.
like against their entire mission.
Yeah. It's why are you fucking hoarding information? Give it out for free. It's information. Yeah. The second, of course, is Kaiser's Legion, and the followers...
Because the Legion be the Legion.
Yeah. The follower they don't allow medicine.
Yeah, you just step on a nail, get tetanus, and die.
Yeah, deal with it, pussy. Like, there's nothing you can do. The second, of course, being the Legion, and the followers do not even entertain the thought of allying themselves with the Legion. After defaming Caesar, a former follower himself, the followers seldom talk about the dark aspect of their history. Needless to say, the followers of the Apocalypse are uneasy about their connection to a man who created an empire based on militarism and institutionalized slavery, and has denounced the Legion's brutal methods of conquest. Though both sides follow completely different philosophies, Caesar himself holds some measure of respect and appreciation for raising him as a child and providing him with an education, in spite his derision of their ideals.
Yeah.
The followers in the Mojave also show no love for Mr. House and the surrounding personnel running New Vegas, who flock to Freeside outside of the city and do nothing to support the people in the surrounding neighborhoods. I fucking love them.
The followers are the shit.
Real quick, I want to just read their technology shit quick, because I never thought about how PTSD would affect somebody in the wasteland.
Oh?
I never thought of it like, do you get PTSD from being in a vault?
Every time you go outside, you get fucking PTSD.
You know
because
what I mean?
it's terrible. Everything's terrible.
Thanks to decades of salvaging and research, the followers have an excellent knowledge on technology in civilian branches, including agriculture, medical care, IT, robotics, and more. Okay, hold on, stop.
Okay.
The year is 2309. Fallout 5 comes out. They get some of the original writers to help write this game, and they get rid of the guy who was fat, but he's not fat anymore, and I can't think of his name. Emil.
Yes.
2309. Right?
That's a nice year.
Okay. They've developed AI.
Well, I think AI already kind of exists.
Fuck!
Yeah.
And then they just continue the process of remaking the old games. Just take Fallout 3 story, but flip the dad with the son, and then have the ending be Optimus Prime.
The water.
Liberty Prime.
No, you play the water.
What do you mean?
You play the water.
You
the
are
water
the
is
water.
The main character. There's water in every game. You are the water.
You are the water.
You flow in and out of the harbor.
You know how you didn't like the cards from 76 or the weird fucking poster skill points from 4? Good, we got rid of them all, because now you're just a fucking stream.
Now you're just water.
Oh, you're losing water. What's that called? It's not precipitation. It's evaporating. Fuck you. The followers offer formal medical training to all of the Angels Boneyard Medical University, ensuring... Can I get a patch of that? Or, like, you know how people have, like... Can we design this? Can we design...
design what?
Like, I'm sorry?
Design what?
Can we design a Followers of the Apocalypse shirt that is the... Like, you know how, like, people wear, like, college sweaters?
Yeah.
It's that, but it says, like... Like ABMU, like an ABMU sweater with like the
or like a
followers.
varsity jacket.
Yes, not more of like a Harvard sweater.
Okay.
You can see people wear like the school
And
you
there's
go
just
to,
the crest, yeah.
and it's just like across the top, and it's just like class of fucking 2161 or something. Can we please make this
like an embroidered like on the chest?
Yeah,
shirt,
like
on the pocket, the breast.
No, not even that. Like, I'll hit you with designs. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about later, but I really think we should make this. I doubt we'll get a cease and desist because people like Oxhorn put full fucking character images on their shirts.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So, unless they've got some fucking deal going on. But, yeah, dude, a fucking ABMU alumni shirt. I'd wear the shit out of that. Sorry. So all of the Angels Boneyard Medical University ensuring a uniform level of knowledge and skill among their doctors, which is put into practice using the best available materials and up-to-date and materials up to and including autodocs in some clinics. The later represent the apex of followers' medical capabilities, as they are capable of both restoring and improving human condition using Using them, follower physicians can perform surgeries to implant implants to improve performance anywhere, including kidneys, eyes, and the brain. Some clinics also offer experimental implants like the Phoenix or the Neiman biotic modification. The medical expertise is not limited to merely the physical. Follower ranks also include psychiatrists capable of treating a variety of mental disorders, including PTSD. Okay, here's another question. And I only bring this up because it's something that's constantly developing, and it's completely different from what I once thought it was. How do you think autism would be handled in an era like this? And I bring this up just because we're learning so much more about it, and from the way it was explained to me, it's not so much a mental disorder as it is a social disability, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm talking out of my ass, just let me know. I'm not a doctor.
So far, I don't think you said anything wrong yet.
I barely graduated from a public school, so give me a fucking minute. But all I'm saying is and also, did you know that having things like depression and ADD and anxiety puts you on the spectrum?
Excuse me?
Yeah, I saw a thing as I bumped the mic. You drop something, I bump the mic every episode. I
didn't drop anything yet.
I saw a spectrum picture that said it was like a Venn diagram, but in the middle it said autism, and around it were a bunch of other circles that had other. So it wasn't like oh, you're depressed, you're autistic. It was like it's something that can put you on. I guess the scale would be something of like non-existent to low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're autistic. You know what I mean? Like, it was just interesting that I read it. It was like, huh, maybe like that's a whole fucking thing. Whatever. I think it's very interesting. And I think I went to school with a lot of people that had autism or some form of Asperger's, and they just didn't know. Like, and I think a lot of people diagnose it very quickly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be interesting to see how something like that would be incorporated in something like this. We don't really see a lot of social or learning disabilities within Fallout, and I think that could make for... The only thing I could think about is schizophrenia within Nightkin.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it would go mostly undetected.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm saying if the followers could find medical books that have some sort of documentation on it. Like, imagine being like, wow, Julie Farkas, I'm just using her as an example, all of a sudden has a touch of it. Or Kaisar, because of how focused he got on one thing, had symptoms of autism. You know what I mean? Like, not you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting here I'm not trying to shit on people. I'm just saying it'd be interesting to be able to look deeper into what we already know about the characters.
Yeah, I guess they really don't talk about mental health in the games, really.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying?
And that's not usually a thing that comes up in most games, unless it's kind of, like, meant to. But I know what you're saying. Like, how could those character traits differentiate a character?
Like, could we learn? Like, imagine in the 2309 game that takes place between the Shi and the followers, they sit down with a book, and it's like, after the death of Kaisar, we kind of sat down and found this other book. We found this book after the death of Kaisar, and we sat down and we kind of researched it, and it turns out that a lot of what he had were these symptoms. And it's like, not even that it would mean anything. This is how fucking deep I think about these fucking games. That it wouldn't mean anything other than a fucking throwaway 4 lines of dialogue, and it would make my day. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
It's like, yeah.
Sorry. Due to the aforementioned supply lines to the outlying hubs, followers are focused on their efforts in researching new methods of obtaining medical supplies and other materials, which would allow them to greatly expand their efforts outside of New California. Other avenues of technology research include solar power as a sustainable alternative, aiding their efforts in a substantial amount of data recovery from pre-war times, including extensive records on various corporations that operated in the United States like Poseidon Energy. And then I just have some notes, and we're pretty much done here. As of 2181, the followers of the apocalypse are known to operate in New California, Nevada, Utah, and Wyoming.
Got a pretty big reach.
Yeah, but there's no Oregon, which kind of makes me... In the Mojave, the follower symbol is actually a design which originates from ancient Greece and Rome. It's meant to represent the staff of Asclepius? Asclepius?
Probably
Asclepius, the Greco-Roman god of medicine. This falls in line with the main goal of the followers, to provide medical assistance to the people of the wasteland. The symbol often appears on ambulances in our own world, though more oftenly is mistakenly been replaced by Hermes, Mercury in Roman mythology.
Hold on, I think I found...
Cadensis? The staff with the two snakes and the pair of wings. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You got a syphilis?
Yeah, it's Asclepius.
Asclepius?
Yes.
You met
Asclepius.
Asclepius.
And Caduceus.
Let's bring those names back. I'm going to name my kid Asclepius and Caduceus, and then he's going to get picked on at school.
I mean, Elon did it, so...
I am so heartbroken by that man.
I am...
Electric Space Daddy. I wanted to believe that man so
he just fucking sucks.
He's just a fucking moron. Shut your mouth, you genius. Like, I was watching a video...
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching a video of him crying because Buzz Aldrin was like, don't go to space, don't waste your time. And he's like crying, he's like, these were my heroes, and they're telling me not to do this, and I wanted them to come here and be like, wow. And he goes, it's really hard. Like, and I'm sitting there like, oh, goddamn, you fucking brilliant South African man. I absolutely understand you. He made PayPal. I fucking love PayPal. Like, so you met Josh Sawyer, right?
Yes.
What did he smell like?
I did not take a big old whiff of him at the time, but probably conference.
All right. So there's a quote here on the behind-the-scenes section that I want to read. At least in Fallout New Vegas, I think it's easier to find fault in what they don't do than what they do. They tend so much towards anti-authoritarianism that they have weak internal hierarchies and lack a clear and unified direction. In the whitewash, Anderson's activities may or may not have been noted by other followers, but even if they were, he doesn't have a boss. And the followers don't have any commonly accepted methods of dealing with rogue agents. Similarly, when Edward Sallow became Kaiser, he essentially just sent Bill Calhoun, that's who I was thinking of when I was Tom Anderson before, away. He just sent Bill Calhoun away, and there wasn't anything he or the other followers were prepared to do about it. In the Fallout New Vegas ending, where the followers wind up with a lot of responsibility, their tendency to overcommit and their lack of efficient organizations result in a lot of the problems. Even though they heavily distrust the NCR, they are only able to provide adequate services in Freeside, an ending where NCR maintains control of the Mojave. That's from Josh J.E. Sawyer on the problems of the followers.
Well, dang.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.